broadcasting from the studios of the podcast, the Conquistador Podcast, I should say. I hope that you're having an amazing Wednesday. Today we've got part of this special week of reaching now the over 100 episodes of the Conquistador Podcast. We've got some secret formula. I'm going to bring in the one and only Hall of Fame entrepreneur, my friend, partner, and mentor, Mr. Hubert Humphrey. Hubert, how are you this Wednesday?
I'm just doing great, man. It's just thinking back, last weekend we had 4th of July.
Yeah.
And we're talking about our Independence Day. Well, every day we need to be fighting to keep that independence as a country, but every day you got to fight hard to get your own financial independence. It's not going to come free or easy.
Absolutely. Very well said. And part of what we're going to talk about today is the formula to do just that. The last couple of days, we spend the time talking about, where you've been, things you've done, who is Hubert Humphrey, what mission is the Hegemon Group International, your company, what mission is it on? And today I want to talk about what the secret formula is, because you've applied this secret formula, this secret sauce over the past 4 decades, which basically summarizes the entire system. Anybody who's been listening to us for the last, few episodes know that you refer and you give so much credit to a system. And the system really is condensing these 3 things we're going to talk about today, which is recruiter's mentality, builder's mindset, and director of motivation. How do you want to begin explaining what this secret formula is?
Well, it's such a secret that we want to give it to everybody. Mm-hmm. And that the reason why it's a secret is that so few people have really delved into it, tried it, paid enough attention to it. I've made it my sort of my life quest now. Once I kind of got into the entrepreneurial part of my life, midlife there, to find the secret, to study. Just like Napoleon Hill was challenged by Andrew Carnegie to go out and find the secrets, unlock the secrets of hundreds of entrepreneurial leader type people from all industries and military and government for over a long period of time, and find that common denominator, those common handful of secrets that cause them to be able to become rich and famous and successful. And he did that in that Think and Grow Rich book. So he found those secrets. Well, part of our secrets, we have some secrets. Some of those secrets are the same secrets he found there, but we've had a few of them that are a little bit different. Assuming you got a burning desire, assuming you can get yourself motivated, and you're hungry, and all those basic things that you got to have, and you got the ability to have some vision and kind of see a path. All those things you got to do. Once you do there, once you have all that, you've got to be able to build the right vehicle. There's 2 phrases that we've always used for the last 40 years with all of our new people as they've come on. It's the same ones that I had to do. They had to have a passion for our mission, number 1, a passion for our mission, and number 2, a submission to our system. And if we could get them to do those 2 things, their chances were just greatly multiplied that they were going to succeed. Mm-hmm. Now, they still had to go and do it and keep doing it, the rapid, relentless repetition over long periods of time, and they had to fight and all that kind of stuff. But if they had those 2 things, if they truly fell in love with trying to go out and help people make more money and become more successful, and if they had that's our mission statement. Our mission is to create wealth for our entrepreneurs that join with us and their clients that buy our products and concepts and solutions from us. We want to make sure that all of those people are creating more wealth. They're becoming more financially independent. And in the system, if you have a submission to the system, meaning you're going to go and follow it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and kind of and sell out to that system from the beginning. The quicker you do, the faster you get on the road to success. And now success has a chance to really, really be achieved for everybody that follows that. So that's the really at a high level, that's what the secret sauce, the secret formula for Coca-Cola or McDonald's secret sauce or whatever that secret is. That's our secret, and that system that we talk about it has a sort of a sub-secret inside the system secret, and that's you got to have a recruiter's mentality. Then it leads to a builder's mindset, and then a director of motivation. In other words, what it's basically saying is that you've got to be able to be a good recruiter. You've got to be able to know how to prospect and know how to find prospect and turn strangers into friends and borrow friends from other people through the referral system and just be care about people. And then they'll care what you know. What's the old saying? They don't care what you know until they know how much you care. Well, you just got to be a good person. So you got to recruiting, and understand that recruiting in and of itself is not building anything. I know too many people that are in the so-called recruiting businesses. And they think that they've recruited people, they've built something. No, they've just ordered you just ordered a bunch of boards and bricks and building material, and it's dumped out on the site over there. That's all recruits are.
Wow.
They're building blocks. It's only when you've got a builder's mentality, a builder's mindset, that you can take that constant flow of raw material and now put it through you get your blueprints and all there, and you follow the system and construct. You do a construction. You follow the plan. You follow the blueprint. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You start with the foundation, then you go up with the walls, then you go to the roof, and so. That's what a builder's mindset does. It takes the raw material. Now you can be a building contractor, and all of a sudden you can't get a continuous flow of raw material. Your buildings are not going to be finished. You'll be out of business soon.
That's a great analogy.
Like right now, there are builders right now because of this inflation that's going on that they can't get board, they can't get lumber right now. There was a period of time about a year or two ago, because of what was happening in China and all the mass growth that they were doing, and they were all the concrete was going to them. They couldn't get concrete here in the country to build. So if you can't get building supplies constantly to your site, I don't care what kind of builder you are, you can't build anything. So you got to have the recruiting to get the building material, and then you got to assemble them into a building and construct them. And once you've built a sales organization, which is what we're not building buildings, we're building sales organizations. We're building.
It's a great analogy, though. It's a great analogy. It's just having that state is the state of mind. If you grit anybody who goes in business, I don't think they go in it trying to do something small. Most entrepreneurs I know about that speak about building a business, they all dream about building something significant, something big. So
most people that are out there that are building some kind of agency or networking or whatever kind of sales organization, they're recruiting. A lot of them don't think the way I'm describing. They just sort of, I got to recruit because I'm recruiting, and I've got them, and now I plugged them over here, and they're supposed to go. No. My philosophy is to build leaders and teams will come.
That's part of the builder's mindset.
That's it in a nutshell. That raw material, what we first do is we start to, and how do we build a leader? This is real deep part of the secret, is we get a leader to submit to our system. I noticed on your desk there you've got the leadership format system manual.
Yeah, right.
And those, if we can get them to follow those 6 steps, from the day one, they now are becoming a leader. So we first want to build a leader, meaning somebody that will submit to the system. And if they'll follow that system, then the teams will come. Build leaders and teams will come. Build leaders and teams will come. And so that's what that's all about. And then once you've built a team, they're human beings. And what do human beings have? They have emotional systems.
Absolutely.
They're easily distracted. They're easily discouraged and depressed, and they can get too high, they can get too low. So what do you have to do? You have to be a director of motivation. That doesn't mean you got to be a great motivational speaker. That means you've got to direct them to people, events, materials, things, podcasts, books, seminars, training, whatever it is that can keep them motivated, meaning motivate means to move, keeping them moving. So one thing to build a team is to keep it moving, is to get it back moving, is to prevent it from stopping. All those things is what a director of motivation does. And then it also, the whole thing runs on high-octane motivational fuel. And so the more fuel you keep in it, the more chances that thing is going to grow. And that's what I've spent the bulk of I'd say 60 or 70% of all the money I've ever invested in our business was in the director motivation piece. Because that's where you're key. That's why we have these. That's why we have BOPs every 2 or 3 times a week in these offices. That's why we travel to see our people. That's why we hold area events. We hold giant conventions and trips and everything. Like right now, we're right at a big Hawaii trip with tons of our people are headed to Hawaii for a big annual deal. It was normally do it in March, but the pandemic delayed it, so it's being done here in the early July. So we have these big meetings, these big trips. We have weekly shows. Everything is designed to keep them vision stretched and empowered, motivated and encouraged. So a lot of times, motivation is just picking up the phone and calling somebody, and you catch them when they're discouraged and give them a little bit of an encouragement. That could be the most defining motivation they'll ever have in their life. It's just that little motivation when they were discouraged, encouragement when they were discouraged. That's big. Sometimes just training them and making sure that they've got some skills to relieve the anxiety of I don't know what to do. The more you can simplify and multiply things, the better chance you've got of multiplying it. And so that's the real essence of what we do that probably separates us from the other people. And I learned, I saw this in action even before I got in A.L. Williams, and I was able to bring that from another industry that I kind of saw it. Now, it didn't have the products and it didn't have the concepts, but I learned the concepts of recruiting and building and motivation. I learned human nature, and I brought that into the A.L. Williams deal. And that motivation added with Art's great crusading style, and it took the whole company to great heights. And here we are today with built a second company and a third company, and it's the same formula, same secret formula. And luckily, I've been able to have the experience to keep driving it, and it always helps when the architect of the system is there. He can give you a better interpretation. He can give you the psychology. He can give you the little mindset. He can give you the little do's and don'ts and save you a lot of time. The thing that people can get from me being active in the business is I can help prevent a whole lot of trial and error that they normally would have had to go through, which saves a lot of time. It compresses their success.
You just can't go and buy 40 years of experience. I mean, can't do that.
Well,
so sometimes, you said the psychology, the real depth secrets of. You could read one thing and have a whole different interpretation of what it really is.
That's true. Reading and studying is fine, but understanding with wisdom is something else.
Absolutely. And we can wrap it up with that. But I do want to let people know, Hubert, before we go today, is that if they want to get their hands on this system right here, it's a life-changing system, guys. You know, there was a phrase Hubert used that I've never heard before. I know it was there. I used to like this phrase of self-made millionaire. But he says, no, I'm not a self-made millionaire. I'm a system-made millionaire. Well, this is the system that's creating a lot of different millionaires. I'm seeing that with my own eyes. It's happening to myself. And so if you want to be part of the greatest industry in the world, the one that gives us an opportunity to go out and solve probably one of the biggest problems that the country and the world is facing today, which is people not making enough money and people wanting to know how money works and get very handsomely rewarded for doing that. Well, that is the Hegemon Group International opportunity. If you want to learn more about it, you need to go to hgiopportunity.com. That is hgiopportunity.com. If you're watching us on YouTube, there's a link on the description below. If you are listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or any other podcast platform, there is also a link in there. And if not, the easiest thing is to write it down, hgiopportunity.com. Go there now, check it out, and you'll see what we're talking about. And with that being said, Hubert, as always, I'm very thankful for everything that you share in these podcasts. Thank you for the commitment. Thank you for being here every single day. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Warning, this podcast may change the way you think about business, entrepreneurship, and money forever. The Conquistador Podcast was created for dreamers, entrepreneurs, and leaders who want to conquer their future. To be an epic entrepreneur, you must adopt the right mental paradigms as well as master the art of selling, marketing, and finance.